Let's get to your story, man. We know you grew up in, or at least were born in Togo, West Africa.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit more about how that's kind of shaped you.
Yeah. So as you said, I was born in Togo, West Africa, a very small country on the west side, and like really early on, like even before I would say maybe even one, we moved to Burkina Faso, which is another really small country on the west side of Africa, and that's pretty much where I grew up. So very similar to you, like traditional like African household, grades matter, like very tight-knit family dynamic. So I had two older brothers and an older sister. I'm the youngest. So the sister is the oldest. She left pretty early on, when probably I was like 8 or 9 or so, she left. And it was just my brothers and my parents. And we just kind of grew up like that. Like I said, very tight-knit family, had a bunch of, very similar to you, like friends and family, like parents' friends become your uncles and aunties, and then their kids become your cousins. That's just kind of the African way. And in 1999 is when we moved to Minnesota, to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay.
That's pretty much where I grew up after that, and stayed most of my life in Minneapolis. And things really kind of shifted for me at that point, because my parents stayed back in Africa to kind of help support us, and it was just my two brothers and I. And about a year after that, so in like 2000, 2001, my oldest brother left. He joined the military, so he's a Marine. And so it was really just a 20-year-old at the time and a 13-year-old, pretty much living together, living alone, going to high school, and then just kind of fending for ourselves. I mean, our parents still supported us and they were still around, but it was just basically just us two, just kind of figuring it out at that point.
And Mejoy, you always tell me that your parents had 2 rules for you guys growing up. Let people know about those 2 rules.
They had 2 rules growing up. It was good grades, no kids. Outside of that, like they didn't really care what we did as long as we had good grades. Didn't bring home any kids out of wedlock.
And so far, so good.
They were totally fine. So far, so good. So far, so good. Everybody else is married off at this point. So my sister is married, got 2 kids, or 3 kids. Both of my brothers are married and they got 2 kids. So the eyes are heavily on me at this point to bring somebody home and you know, make a family out of everything. So yeah, that's a little bit about kind of my background.